There's one little friend you don't want him to meet. Leave. Just one of your home containing thousands of bags, infested carpets, furniture, and your bag to stop an infestation. Frontline Plus. It kills fleas, their eggs, and larvae, even ticks. It's waterproof, and one dose lasts a month long. Fleas are nobody's friends. Ask for the best #1 choice for dogs and cats. Frontline.
What's up, Facebook fam? What's up, YouTube fam? It's the man that's always 2 steps ahead, trying to make the next move to improve. This is the Mind of Music. Thank you very much for tuning into this broadcast today. Greatly appreciate your continued support of my broadcast. Today is Thursday, May the 28th, 2009, and we are talking about relationships today. Now, I am actually going to record the Friday Encouraging Word as well, so both of these shows are going to kind of come out back to back, okay? For those of my critics, I'm taking the Bluetooth out of my ear. Bluetooth is out. Those of you who you know who you are. You know who I'm talking to. All right, look, let's go ahead and get right on into it in relationships. I have a question, an anonymous question that was put to me by one of my viewers, actually, and this viewer wanted to remain anonymous. I'm going to read the question in which was put forth, but I'm just going to kind of paraphrase it. Well, actually, I'm not even going to read the question. I'm just going to basically put the question forward like this. And apparently this was put forth as a real-life scenario. And I want your feedback. I'm going to give my own particular feedback on it. And there's actually it's actually two questions. It's actually two questions that this person put forward. And I'm going to give my feedback on it. And listen, after you're done viewing this, put your own comments on it and give your feedback. Basically, here's the scenario. There's a married couple that's together. However, they have not been intimate in months. The wife suspects the husband of cheating on him, although he has not, but he has been in contact with an ex of his. However, what she does is, instead of confronting him about it, she goes right ahead and just cheats on him or whatever. They eventually, she starts sleeping around before they're actually officially separated. Turns out that they're back together again, but they're still living separately. They're together, but they're not together or whatever. The question that my viewer put out was, do you put out there about his possible infidelity and her actual infidelity, or do you kind of leave well enough alone and try to work on the thing together? The basic question that my viewer asked was, can you live back together in peace with these secrets, and is your marriage stable after this? Now, my personal opinion with this situation, both of these people need some serious counseling, because obviously there's a huge trust issue somewhere. Somewhere along the lines, somebody was unfaithful. There's a huge lack of trust between both parties somewhere along the line. For this couple to be married and for him to be in contact with his ex, now, before anybody gets mad with me or anything else like that, I understand sometimes, you have to run into exes and things like that. But when you're married, there's a different story. There's a certain level in which you shouldn't go to, especially with an ex, and especially someone that you've had an intimate relationship with before, just to not have that door open in the first place. Number one, why do you even need to be in contact with an ex in the first place? Unless it's for some business purpose of some sort or some emergency reason, I really don't see any need to be in contact with that ex in the first place, because there's no need for you two to hang out, obviously, because you got a big wide open door. I mean, I've got exes in the past, and you know, even when I was married, I wasn't going around hanging around with exes and everything else like that. Why? Because we had intimate relationships, and why would I want to have that door open right back up again? However, from the perspective of the female, to go ahead and just suspect him of cheating, not confront him with it, and go out and cheat herself, somewhere along the line, she wanted to cheat all along and was just looking for that excuse and that open door, in which I believe she found. Now, do I believe that they can live together in peace? Absolutely, but both parties got to be mature enough to lay some stuff out on the table, and it's going to involve some complete and total honesty and some rebuilding of trust. But if neither party can be fully honest with each other and trust cannot be regained, you need to go ahead and cut that thing loose, because otherwise you're going to have a domestic violence situation on your hands. And that's where I'm going to leave that. The second question is basically that, well, I'll kind of read this one. It says, how can a so-called friend judge you and your life, love, relationships, job, etc., when they are going through or have gone through similar situations? It's like the glass house scenario. Judge not, yet you be judged. Well, here's the thing. I mean, judge is actually kind of a very strong word. If you're talking about actually judging someone, then no, you shouldn't do that. However, if someone has been through a similar situation like you have, whether it be through life or love or relationships or job or something like that, and they want to offer you some friendly advice based upon their experiences, then I don't see anything wrong with that. There's many situations that I've been in job-wise that I have told even some of my closest cousins, my family members and everything, listen, based upon my experience, and I always try to stress that based upon my experience, you may want to go another way. Because why? In the steps in which I took in that particular situation, it didn't work out too well. Now, you may have better success. However, based upon my personal experience, I don't believe that this is going to be very beneficial for you. So I don't think that there's anything wrong with offering that particular advice. Judging is a whole different story, you know, because that individual is responsible for their own life. So regardless as to what that person says or what advice you choose to give to them, they have to learn certain experiences for themselves. And quite frankly, experience really is the best teacher, because a lot of times it takes you having to be burned sometimes and really see it from that perspective rather than getting that secondhand knowledge from someone else who may have been through a similar situation. So that's my synopsis on those two questions. Thank you to my viewer who put those questions out. And like I said, I want to hear your comments on it. I want to hear your feedback. Please give me some comments. Throw a whole lot of stuff down there. I'd really like to have a really nice discussion on this, because it could be very beneficial. And like I always tell you, you can hit me up on YouTube. That's www.youtube.com/musicofmarvin, which is my personal YouTube site. Has all of my musical performances, the Minds of Music broadcasts, and things of that nature. You can also find me on Facebook, which you're probably looking at me on right now. You can look me up under Facebook under the name Musicman Lewis. You can also find me under the Mind of Music on Myspace. If you look me up there, send me a friend request. I will definitely accept that friend request. And you can also follow me on Twitter, which is twitter.com/musicmanlewis. Will take you right to my page. Join me on tomorrow. Like I said, both the Thursday and the Friday show are going to come out simultaneously. So please, like I'm saying, just don't go anywhere, because the Friday encouraging word is going to be right out. You don't want to miss that. Thank you very much for tuning into my broadcast. Thank you very much for continuing to support me. All of your love and support are greatly appreciated. Like I always tell you, take care, people. Be safe and wait for another opportunity to get into the mind of music. Take care and God bless.